Jaja Binks, Jaja Binks. Me say your humble servant, Jaja Binks, Jaja Binks. Oh, muy, I love you, Jaja Binks. Me say go Jaja Binks.
Hello everybody, some would say I'm the reverse, and welcome to my review for The Flash, Season 9, Episode 3, titled Rogues of War. Sorry it took me so long to film and release this video. I've been sick for the past few days. I had no voice the day of and after the episode came out, and I've just felt like crap the past few days, but I eventually, I'll eventually always review the episodes, whether it's the day of or a few days late. But anyways, I'm here now, and let's talk about the episode. So this episode was actually pretty good. I had a lot of fun with it. The main storyline is about Barry and Hartley actually building a team of rogues, and it's kind of a race as the bad rogues and the good rogues race to basically steal this vibrational engine, because Red Death and his crew are trying to build a time machine, or they're trying to build a cosmic treadmill, and that's the last piece they need. So the two groups of rogues are trying to steal that piece of tech, and that's basically the main story. But yeah, overall, this was a lot of fun. I like when Barry teams up with the villains. It's always a very fun dynamic. I wasn't expecting to like this group, which consists of Hartley, Goldface, Jacob Birch, the Hotness, and Chillblain. Now, I still don't like Chillblain, but the other three were fun. I liked their dynamic. I thought that was a really cool storyline, and it was a lot of fun. And then, of course, with our bad rogues, we have Captain Boomerang, the Fiddler, and now Murmur, who's actually a decent villain. She looks intimidating, and I like her little, sign language thing. I think it's kind of creepy, but it's also good representation. It didn't feel too unnatural. There was a scene where the Fiddler and Hartley were facing off, and they were, talking back and forth in ASL, in sign language. It was kind of cringy, because there was just this intense music, and it was just blasting, whereas nobody's talking, and they're just using sign language back and forth. It was really weird, but I do like the representation there. It was done decently well. But yeah, anyways, I really liked the Rogue storyline. Barry was actually the main character for once in his own show. Iris and all the other characters, Cecile, they weren't too heavily involved in the episode. I believe Cecile had one line of dialogue, which is great. But yeah, it was just really, really great to see Barry take center stage, like he should. There was some decent drama between the villains about who would get the engine, and they just all have great chemistry together. So yeah, and then of course we have the heist itself. They break into the DoD to steal the engine, and it was actually really fun. Basically, the meta dampeners prevented Barry from getting the engine, so the four rogues he had with him had to take out the 4 generators, and it didn't go well because Chillblain betrayed them, which was actually unexpected. I was expecting maybe a betrayal, and could have been Chillblain, but the part that really surprised me was that he wasn't just working to get the engine for himself to help bring Frost back. He got it back, or he got it for Red Death, which I was not expecting. I'm not saying that was a good twist or that it was done well, but it was definitely unexpected. And then we kind of had this fun little showdown where we had Chillblain versus Barry, we had Boomerang versus Goldface, Murmur versus Hartley, and then the Fiddler versus the Hotness, and that was actually fun. I liked Goldface and Boomerang, so that was a cool fight. There was some good action there. The Fiddler and the Hotness was kind of a ridiculous scene where they start to, fall in love with each other over their bands. That was a little ridiculous, but I also thought it was kind of funny. And then, of course, we had Chillblain versus Barry. I hate Chillblain. He's, my least favorite character on the show. So, I really didn't like him at all. I'm glad that they made him a villain in this episode, because I've always hated that he's they've just kind of forgotten that he's a villain. He was introduced in this show as a serial killer who framed Frost for murder. And then the writers just kind of forgot about that and thought, okay, he's fine now because he's fallen in love with Frost and he's atoned for his sins. Well, no, he's not. He's still a villain. So I'm glad that they're kind of acknowledging that, but I don't think it'll stick. So, yeah, that sucks. But yeah, overall, that was a really fun sequence with all the villains versus I was about to say heroes, but all the bad rogues versus all the good rogues. That was fun. And then, of course, Chillblaine steals the engine, and then we have a little bit of a showdown outside that is interrupted by Red Death, who shows up and actually makes a pretty cool entrance, and she's decently intimidating, mildly intimidating, in a cool scene where she, kind of takes down Barry. He doesn't have his speed, and it was a decent scene. I liked the cinematography and all that, so yeah. And then, of course, they go back to Star Labs, and we learn that Ryan Wilder, of course, our Ryan Wilder, the Batwoman, went missing a few weeks prior. So I don't know if that Batwoman is... I don't know if she turned into Red Death. I don't know if this is an alternate version of Red Death. If the Negative Speed Force actually is involved. My theory is that the Negative Speed Force is just a red herring, and that we're going to get the Negative Speed Force later on. We know that Cobalt Blue and the Crystal is all going to come into play later on in the season. So I think that's where the Negative Speed Force is going to come into play. I think it's a red herring here, but I guess we'll see. And then we finally get the reveal of who Red Death is. Of course, we knew from set photos, and we just knew. Of course, it's Ryan Wilder. A different, or maybe the same version of Ryan Wilder, I don't know. But yeah, basically, Chillblaine asks to know who Red Death is. She takes the mask off, and she says, "I am vengeance." Of course, that's a reference to Batman the Animated Series and the Batman 2022 film with Robert Pattinson. It's a cool reference, it's a cool line, but the delivery was just so bad. It was really hard to watch. It was very cringy. She just is not intimidating at all, and it was really cringy to see John Core, who plays Mark, act scared. Like, really? Oh my gosh, it was so bad. I'm really hoping that Javicia Leslie is actually good in the role in the next 2 episodes, because if not, that's a really big shame, because Red Death is just a character that people have been asking for years, and it would be a real shame if they wasted it on a bad actress, a bad storyline. So I'm crossing my fingers, I'm hoping, I'm praying that this ends up being a really good storyline. So far, it really has not let me down. I think the Red Death stuff overall has been decent setup, but these first 3 episodes haven't been great. I'm really hoping that the 2-part finale can be really, really good. But yeah, overall, not a bad episode. It was definitely my favorite of the season. Yeah, I liked seeing Barry in charge of things. I liked the dynamic between the good rogues. And the Red Death stuff was decent, other than of course, the end. So, yeah, good episode. Definitely the best. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments what you thought of the episode. Was this your favorite so far, or was it not? Was it your least favorite? I doubt it's anyone's least favorite. I think episode 2 is pretty bad. I think everyone agrees. But yeah, tell me in the comments what you thought of the episode, and stay tuned for all my future reviews. I'll try to get them on time in the coming episodes. So yeah, thank you for watching. See ya.